She sits on the edge of the Philippine archipelago, where the rising sun meets the Pacific Ocean. Remote, some say, and mysterious. Northern Samar is barely marked by the footfalls of tourism. It is paradise undiscovered. Her vast coastlines are defined by the Pacific Ocean, the San Bernardino Strait, and the Samar Sea. As the northernmost territory on Samar Island, she is Eastern Visayas' gateway to Luzon. During the colonial era, the province was the first Philippine landfall for Spanish merchant galleons, making their yearly voyage from Acapulco to Manila. With an area of nearly 3,500 square kilometers, northern Samar possesses a rugged beauty that is unsullied by big commerce. This is a land of small towns, deep valleys, virgin forests, raging waters, and geographical wonders. What you will find here is a refreshing simplicity and an untamed spirit that are both captivating and rare. From Manila, it only takes an hour to travel by air to Catarman, the capital of northern Samar. Flights are scheduled daily on Air Philippines, Cebu Pacific, and Zest Air. If you hate flying, be ready to take the 14-hour road trip. Various bus companies such as the Filtranco and Silver Star operate the route from Manila to Catarman via Matnog, Sorsogon daily. From Matnog, board a ferry that will take you to Allen, the port of entry to northern Samar. The capital, Catarman, is not a city, but a quiet, sprawling town with a lot of character. Catarman is a center of trade and commerce, among the 24 municipalities and the only one with an airport facility. But you won't find streets clogged with traffic, fast food chains, or giant malls that often strip a place of its identity. And the people of Catarman are proud of it. Catarman is home to the only comprehensive state university in Eastern Visayas, the University of Eastern Philippines. It is also the region's oldest academic institution, with a history dating back to 1918, when it was still Catarman Farm School. The university sits on over 400 hectares of property that includes rice land, forest reserve, and coconut plantation, all part of the school's environmental and agricultural curriculum. The institution is also known for producing fine young minds in the fields of law, engineering, and nursing. When the students need a break from studying, they probably head to this calm, windswept retreat that's just a quick stroll from the main campus. Owned and managed by the university, the White Beach is open to public for a nominal fee. Or you can check in at the Sasa Pension House, a popular choice for tourists and business travelers. The pension house is conveniently situated in the center of Catarman, close to the cafes, restaurants, and bars, including this new outlet on the block. Tiban is the watering hole favored by the young. Live band performances in the evenings draw in the crowd, as do these mouth-watering specialties. Strategically situated in the northwestern tip of Samar Island, Allen is the gateway to Visayas and Mindanao. Ferries arrive here at either of two privately owned ports, one in Dapdap, the other in Look. After disembarking at the Baluarteco Pier, weary travelers can make a beeline for the Pahayayhayan Hotel and Restaurant, conveniently located within the terminal. Off the hustle and bustle of the port, however, is the Kinabranan Lodge and Restaurant. The town's oldest lodging establishment has been welcoming visitors with the warmth and hospitality of the Norte Samarans. Allen is shaping up to be a major center of trade, culture, and education, second only to the capital, Catarman, 45 kilometers away. The town also has a sweet side that many visitors go nuts over. The town abounds with pili nuts, a power pack of proteins, minerals, and healthy fats. Some say it tastes even better than almonds. It can be eaten fresh, roasted, or caramelized. For Norma de la Cruz, there are other ways to enjoy the flavorful nut. Her corner store is the go-to place for the tastiest pili delicacies, such as the pili tart, and her most innovative creation yet, the pili hopia. Off the western coast of northern Samar lies Kapul Island, a 45-minute boat ride from Allen. It was once a bustling port along the Acapulco galleon trade route from the 16th to the early 19th century. Legend has it that the name Acapulco was once carved onto a stone, but time and harsh elements have rubbed off the first and last syllables, leaving the island with its abbreviated name, Kapul. Before the Spanish seafarers would navigate the surrounding treacherous waters of San Bernardino Strait, they would come to this church to pray for a safe journey. Dedicated to St. Ignatius of Loyola, Kadubic Church was built by Spanish Jesuits in the 15th century, making it the oldest church in the province. The edifice, which has undergone 2 reconstructions, has recently been pronounced as a National Historical Landmark. Kadubic Church also doubles as a cultural center for the people. In its courtyard, where the canon relics now stand mute, artistic performances are regularly staged in a language that is unique to the island. While the rest of the province speaks the Norte Samarnon dialect, a variation of Waray, and the pervasive Cebuano, the natives of Kadubic communicate in Abaknon. Speaking the language may prove to be a tongue-twisting challenge, but it's certainly easy to wrap your tongue around these sweet delicacies. Of course, they come with elaborate, colorful names, such as nilanggang, which is made with ground rice and young coconut meat. Kadubic also harvests homegrown seaweeds, the basic ingredient for their famous gulaman or gelatin. There's nothing better to wash them down with than the island's natural spring water. Originating from an underground stream, the water also supplies the communal laundry area, the bañadero. A trip to Kadubic would never be complete without a visit to the Lighthouse, which sits on the island's highest peak. The 40-foot tower has been a beacon for countless vessels, passing through the oftentimes perilous San Bernardino Strait. Time to put away the history books and head out for Dalupiri Island, just 30 minutes from Kadubic. Also called San Antonio, after the municipal capital, Dalupiri has earned the unofficial distinction of being northern Samar's very own Boracay. Only more quiet and empty. Find only pristine white sands, gin-clear waters, and the warm smiles of friendly locals, just the way it should be. At the family-run Puro Beach Resort, the owners pull out all the stops to welcome their guests as they slip into the island lifestyle. From rustic nipa huts that let the cool sea breeze in, or air-conditioned cottages if you prefer, to a lavish spread of seafood cooked the same day they were caught. One of the island's most popular delicacies are sea urchins, which flourish along the coast. The squeamish should probably look away now, because the best way to eat them is fresh, raw, and laced with calamansi, the tiny, sour local lime fruit found all over the Philippines. In Barangay Pilar, a diverse population of aquatic wildlife thrives in 300 hectares of marine sanctuary. You don't have to tread far to meet new friends, including this shy creature, the sea cucumber. San Vicente's Naranjo Islands, with its pristine white and pink beaches, is also a fertile habitat for marine life. In the western town of Victoria, under the steely-eyed gaze of the bridge that connects to San Isidro, soon kayak enthusiasts can paddle the deep green Lawot River, once the refuge for Spanish galleons during violent storms. If this is a bit tame for you, double-check your life jacket and head upriver. During the rainy season until February, The large rocks you now see will be completely submerged under the raging Bangon Rapids. In an era of homogenized tourism, when anything that's worth visiting often fails to move the jaded tourist, Northern Samar comes up with more than a few surprises. One of them is tucked in the western town of San Isidro, the majestic Kampongkol Falls. Hop on the habal-habal for a short ride to Happy Valley. Here, your trek to the waterfall begins. The path will take you through dense forests, thick undergrowths, steep rocky terrain, and shallow streams. Sturdy, waterproof footwear with good traction should help you negotiate your way across changing terrain. Depending on your pace, the 4-kilometer trek can take you an hour or two, past 3 other waterfalls before you finally reach the largest and multi-tiered Kampongkol. There's another famous water feature in San Isidro, the last town before the next province of Samar. Veriato Falls, just along Maharlika Highway, is where village kids cool off after returning from school or helping their parents work the farm. It's where families gather during weekends for a picnic under the shade. Up in the northernmost tip of the province, a live performance of geographic proportions unfolds in the island of Ville. It's a spectacular concert of sights and sounds unlike any other, where the best seat in the house belongs to anyone who's willing to make the 45-minute crossing from the town of Lavezares to the Ville port in Barangay Progress. From there, it's a scenic jaunt on the habal-habal, past small villages and swaying fields. As trees give way to mangroves and dry, hard-packed land melts to sandy shores, the 10-minute ride ends all too soon. But you can hardly complain when you're standing in front of one of the best-kept secrets of Asia, the rock formations of Ville. At low tide, walk across the receding shoreline and hike up the cliffs to get an inspiring view of the San Bernardino Strait on one side and the Pacific Ocean on the other. Ville is also a great site for surfing. Centuries ago, Spanish galleons plied these waters. In fact, the name Ville can be traced to its maritime roots. It comes from the Spanish word barrer, meaning to sweep, which the captain would order his crew to perform on deck upon sighting the island. If you're craving for some plump, juicy crustaceans, head back mainland to Rosario, the mud crab capital. Its neighboring town, San Jose, is also famous for what the locals call quinis. Catching these freshwater crabs is almost a cinch. Even kids are known to snag a few along the shallow mangrove shores and turn them in for a profit. Farther ahead is a larger-scale operation where the crabs are fattened up for export. At the Ville Techno Livelihood Center, the quinis are kept in individual cages and fed with fish and snails. Once they reach the desired weight of 1 kilo, they are ready to be shipped to other countries. 8 kilometers away from the provincial capital Catarman, you'll find the only place no self-respecting gourmand or foodie should miss. Prominently situated along the national highway in Barangay Salvacion, the Borne Fishville Resort is a popular pit stop for travelers. It sits in the bank of the Borne River, where several fish ponds are maintained to supply the restaurant's elaborate seafood menu. From the breeding pens to the buffet, they don't get any fresher than these. Prawns, squid, crabs, lobsters, grouper, Spanish mackerel, and Bobon's best pinangat, the local version of laing, all cooked in scrumptious local flavors. Northern Samar is an agricultural economy fueled by the production of copra and abaca, famed in Lope de Vega. Unspoiled beaches dot the northern coast, a testament to its commitment for ecological preservation. At the heart of the province stands the Kadubic Church, a symbol of Spain's evangelical fervor and colonial oppression. The 16th century stone architecture was built by the townspeople under forced labor. Deep into the mainland, a mighty river runs through, a life force coursing in the veins of the people whose lands it nourishes. The Kadubic River is the longest in the province, passing through the towns of Las Navas and Kadubic, the rice granary of northern Samar, before joining the Pacific Ocean. It is also your passage to an eco-expedition in the heart of Las Navas. From the town proper, a 45-minute cruise brings you to the natural park and to the end of the river, the stunning Pinipisakan Falls, literally meaning to break. Pinipisakan can be enjoyed from the view deck or by taking the plunge. The park has other remarkable sights for travelers to explore, including the KM3 Cave. The people of northern Samar take their food seriously. A meal is just more than a source of sustenance. It's a heartfelt embrace extended to friends old and new. It is the way of the Waray. For a hearty repast by the Pinipisakan Falls, only fresh harvests from its waters will do, such as the pukot, strange-looking shrimps with one oversized claw, and these succulent clams called bebe. You might be surprised to know that gathering bebe is a dangerous job that requires powerful lungs and strong nerves. Without breathing gear or even a flashlight, clam divers swim to the murky depths of up to 20 meters, where they feel and rake the muddy river soil for these delectable shellfish. There's a community in Las Navas where practically all its womenfolk are engaged in keeping a tradition alive. At Barangay Bukid, mat weaving is a widespread cottage industry. Skilled fingers and artistic eyes work in a steady rhythm, transforming wild grass into colorful sleeping mats. The banig, which also refers to woven straw, is more than a handicraft. It's a piece of Philippine culture that harkens back to the simple life. Buyers regularly visit the barangay to purchase in bulk and resell them at nearby towns across the province. In the capital town Catarman, the humble art of straw weaving is making a mark in fashion. Upon entry into the shop at the corner of Andaya and Avellino, one can't help but stare at the walls and shelves filled with hats, bags, and all things banig. It may seem like every piece is woven from the same material, but in fact, different varieties of wildgrass are suitable for different types of products. Proprietress Dingding Figueroa was trained by the renowned ladies' handbag designer and manufacturer Cora Jacob. Made of tikog, a sturdy first-class material, this signature piece is a favorite among tourists who want to bring home a trendy keepsake from the province. The farther you venture into the province, the more you become amazed. In Lawang, the secret passage villagers used to flee from Moro raids still stands. In Palapag, the oldest town in the province, the first Philippine rebellion, known as the Sumuroy Insurrection, was held from 1649 to 1650. A monument of the local hero Agustin Sumuroy and the 17th century Lumang Simbahan were recently unveiled as historical markers by the National Historical Institute. Scenic sights abound in the Pacific towns of Mapanas, Gamay, and Lapinig, as well as in the summer capital of northern Samar, Silvino Lubos. Like the gift that keeps on giving, northern Samar captivates, intrigues, and delights the traveler at practically every town. Discover northern Samar before others do.